Oh, okay. Global warming is a very controversial topic in today's times. With everyone's differing opinions and articles supporting both sides, I feel as if science and the facts both show global warming as a serious problem. It is important to remember when researching and speaking about global warming to remember the key word, global. This isn't something that is just affecting us here in the United States, but also in other countries and the human population in its entirety. In this speech, I'm going to talk about how global warming has impacted the soil in Central Asia, the world by means of growth in developing countries, and the impact on human health. Something we do not often think about when thinking of global warming is how it affects our vegetation and our crops, and the drastic change in climate and rainfall that has been happening over time. I was able to find an assessment published in Geoderma, which happens to be a book written about soil. One journal that was published in the early 2000s by a group of Asian scientists by Science Direct discusses how soil and vegetation produced in that soil could be affected as the climate continues to change. With a rise in the global temperature, vegetation in the soil is not used to such weather, and over time could cause a change in the soil and the change to the vegetation. This could harm crops and life itself in Central Asia and Eurasia that rely on soil near the basins to produce a vast majority of their food. As third world countries begin to grow and become more developed, their need for things like fossil fuels and environment-damaging things grow with them. As they develop, not only does the population grow, but so does the GDP and income per capita. According to the journal written for Elsevier in the late 1990s, as the GDP and income amounts rise in developing countries, so do the amounts of CO2 released in the air. As third world countries develop, it is predicted that the amount of non-renewable gases they will be releasing grows at an alarming rate as well. The study done followed and predicted the growth of set countries, and these countries are growing at accelerated rates, which means their need for fossil fuels and the amount they are releasing will grow. This is harmful to the environment and aiding in the damage that fossil fuels are doing to our planet. A big contributor to global warming is the releasing of CO2 in the air, and the amount we are releasing globally is growing every single day. Due to global warming and the changes to our environment, there has also been a change in our economy. These changes have affected things like demand for healthcare and how productive the labor force is. A study done by scientists Francisco Bozzello and Roberto Ronzo showed that as the climate changes, the mortality rate for all sorts of vector-borne diseases grows. This was a study of so many different countries across the globe, and they researched how the impact and the increase of the global temperature is impacting the spread and certainty of life-threatening diseases. Since there's very little research done on how global warming will impact humans in the long run, this information in this study can kickstart some of that research. Thank you so much for listening to my speech on how global warming is affecting not only us here in the United States, but everywhere in the world. Okay, wait. They're still here.